a tall guard who can shoot the three. She is nasty on defense. What I love about her is she brings this kind of spark and energy to the court. She is very feisty. She is not scared to go after it. And she, I feel like, will also act as an enforcer on this team. But
Sophie Cunningham just let everyone know that as we all assumed, she joined the Indiana Fever for a change of pace, a greater role, or to pursue a ring with Caitlin Clark. But the true motivation is far more chaotic and sophisticated. Let's just say it involves pettiness, retaliation, and possibly trolling a whole fan base.
Does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark? Come on, talk
dude.
to me.
Absolutely not. I think that she's a gem.
Dreams do come true, people. Sophie Cunningham has been expressing this moment for a while now. She was out there on podcasts practically writing love letters about how much she wanted to play with Caitlin Clark, and now she's about to be Caitlin's personal Secret Service agent on the Indiana Fever.
I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day, for real.
Imagine this. Caitlin Clark is probably just about to pull up from the parking lot for the season's first game when some defensive menace tries to rough her up. This is a bad idea because Sophie C is right there, cracking her knuckles, ready to send someone into the third row. You thought Sophie was just there to smile and shoot threes, but she's on a mission, and that mission is to protect Caitlin Clark at all costs.
Everybody's thinking, did the Indiana Fever give up too much for Sophie Cunningham? I say absolutely not. Who are they going to get at the 8th spot that's going to be valuable, can be an automatic impact player for the Fever? This GM is thinking big. Not thinking the future, she's thinking now.
You think Sophie will allow anyone to breathe near Caitlin without any repercussions? She has been throwing elbows, taking charges, and barking at opponents for years, but now she has a purpose. This isn't just basketball for her anymore. It's about protecting the future of women's basketball.
It's a fun time to be a part of the W. I truly believe that. I think the skill and the talent has always been there, but now it's just the viewership. And so I give a big old clap to the rookie class. I think that's a lot to deal with when you're at that age and you have that many eyes on you. But I think they've done a great job in the league as well. I think the physicality and all that they're going to get used to, but I think especially Caitlin Clark, she's been killing it. And I'm a huge fan, and I never say.
Let's talk about something quickly now. Smith. Nalyssa, you all know that Nalyssa Smith is pouting somewhere because, let's face it, she wasn't showing Caitlin the red carpet. Instead, she was treating her like a random freshman stealing her varsity position. The vibes were off, and now she has to deal with Sophie Cunningham riding into town like a Wild West enforcer, ready to clear out all negativity. Teams are holding press conferences to cast blame, and while Caitlin is just trying to hoop, Sophie is the ideal teammate because she has the unbothered, I wish you would energy that Caitlin sorely needs by her side.
More breaking news, another signing just happened. Sophie Cunningham was just acquired to the Indiana Fever, by the Indiana Fever. Oh my goodness. Within 2 hours. And guess who was gone? Nalyssa Smith is gone.
Imagine a game in which Angel Reese attempts to get heated because, you know she will, and she will try to foul Caitlin 14 times before halftime. However, Sophie will be waiting outside the club Angel arrives at like a bodyguard. Sophie is preventing Angel from speaking. Sophie speaks more loudly. If you thought Sophie Cunningham was tough before, wait till she gives you an excuse to step up the ante the moment someone even considers meddling with Caitlin. Sophie Cunningham is set to become the Fever enforcer. Sophie will confront them, asking if they wish to change their mind about that choice.
Amazing for women's basketball. This is amazing for women's sports in general. You have so many people, so many new and fresh eyes on our sport that maybe they're a little uneducated and maybe they kind of stir the pot a little bit. And so I get that. But for that class to come in, you have her, you have Angel Reese, you have some other big names, but really those two and the amount of millions of followers that they brought to our league, you have to applaud them and you have to be fans of that. Because if you're smart, it's not about money, but if you're smart, you're going to be making a lot more.
Can you all recall last season when DJ Carrington declared that her life's purpose was to use Caitlin Clark as a punching bag? Do you recall the eye poke and that strangely aggressive stare down that seemed to be about to release a mixtape? Well, we do remember, and guess what? Nalyssa Smith, her own teammate, did nothing at all about it. Not a single word, not a single glare, just vibes and indifference like, girl, your teammate's out here moving like a WWE heel, and you're just standing there, not even a casual chill out or a fake half-hearted hold back. Nothing at all. When Nalyssa pretended to be viewing a Netflix series, we noticed that she had paid for premium seats, and we made notes. Now that Sophie Cunningham is joining the Indiana Fever, things are going to change drastically.
NBA Twitter is currently crashing out over Black Eye Gate. I'm sure we've seen by now this play where DJ Carrington pokes Caitlin Clark in the eye. And after seeing this angle, so many people are saying that it was intentional, right? DJ goes up to steal the ball, and when she comes down, her hand goes like this, straight into
the century's oldest trade, let me tell you. The nicest thing that could have occurred to the Indiana Fever was when Nalyssa Smith replaced Sophie Cunningham. Nalyssa Smith wasted no time in announcing that she was going to the Dallas Wings, as if the trade hadn't even been finalized for 5 minutes before she was on Instagram expressing her excitement about seeing her girlfriend, DJ Carrington, in Dallas. At least pretend that the team that drafted you had a little heartbreak. Thank you, Indiana, for everything. Nope, none of that. You had all the time in the world to stand up and defend your alleged franchise player last season when DJ Carrington was out there treating Caitlin Clark like a stress ball, and you stood around watching like an unpaid extra in a movie. But nope, the Fever were out there fighting for their lives, and you were just vibing, but guess what? It's all good because the Fever received someone who is completely insane work. Along with Sophie Cunningham, I'm
here to tell you, Sophie Cunningham is not finna put up with the hate and the bullying Caitlin Clark has been receiving throughout the WNBA, because we know last year that was a big target for Caitlin Clark, was to get an enforcer. And like I keep telling y'all, Kelly Cristobal is not messing around, bro.
Because Sophie Cunningham is here for chaos, smoke, and violence, not to play nice or win moral triumphs. If anyone believes they're going to pull what DJ Carrington did last year is coming up again. For example, in Game 1, DJ Carrington tries some bullshit once more, and Sophie is instantly retaliating without hesitation. We'll just play our game and let the referees handle it. No, if someone is out there attempting to handle Caitlin, Sophie is handling them. Let's be honest. Sophie is about to make Indiana the toughest team in the WNBA. No more soft responses, no more letting it slide, no more well. Sophie has been that girl who runs into screens at full speed, clapping in faces, shouting trash, and never saying sorry. Now that she has Caitlin Clark as a partner, she's acting like this is her full-time job. DJ Carrington gives it another go. Sophie has already arrived. Sophie claimed that the Caitlin Clark effect is real and that she wants all the smoke that goes along with it. After all, Sophie Cunningham is in town, and let's face it, she isn't built for that. So let's just play through it. Oh no, she's 110% ready to throw hands if necessary. For example, imagine that during the season's opening game, some defenders start acting a little too physically, giving Caitlin a little extra shove or some needless bumping. Sophie responded right away, without hesitation, so let's wait for the referee to handle it. Sophie is taking care of it on her own, which is precisely what Caitlin was lacking last season. Let's face it, she was hacked, shoved, and occasionally fully tackled. And why did her teammates do nothing but stand around like they were waiting for an Uber? Well, this year is different.
Howard, these are plug-and-play pieces. We need plug-and-play, immediate impact. That's what we need. We need players to come in and make immediate impact. And that's what Kelly and Amber has done with this free agency. A lot of people thought the Indiana Fever was going to pull up short. I'm here to tell you, they was playing chess while everybody else in the damn W was playing checkers, bro. They just strategically put this thing together.
Because Sophie isn't just a hustler or shooter. She's the kind of player who will run straight through a screen to prove a point, talk trash, get in your face, and then smile while she drains a three in your eye. Now that she has Caitlin Clark as her running mate, you're crazy if you think Sophie doesn't take this personally. She's the kind of person who watches movies, pauses them, zooms in, takes notes, and then shows up to the next game with a complete who tried Caitlin checklist prepared to be handled. Like, imagine a defender tries to get rough with Caitlin. Now that Caitlyn has teammates that truly have her back and aren't just standing there staring around in confusion, Sophie is already running over like, oh, do we have a problem? It's not on her watch, and this season, Caitlyn is leading the charge with warriors. Cunningham, Sophie.